get your cup of tea.
Ask her a new flavour, you know?
Right.
And if the milk's sour, not to put any of the milk in.
Okay, Nick, well, I'll see you later.
Yeah. Oh, dear, Ads. Ma, how are you today, darling? Are you in the home on your own? Are you? I'm alone. Are you keeping well? Give us a look at you. Just stand in front of the radio. Let Cliff have a look. My word, you've put on a bit of weight, sweet, haven't you? You know, I was reading only last night in a magazine where the trouble, when you get up in years, the trouble is that the tummy muscles sort of relax. And if they relax, they sort of can't keep your tummy in because they stretch. How many women do you know? Now, you're about the same way yourself, love. The tummy relaxes so much, they finish up with a stomach round the knees. Now, this is a bad show, because men like to see women with the bumps in the right place, right? Then start pulling the rope, and once you get it in the right position, the tummy's in its right position, get some adhesive tape and put around your stomach like that, right over the front here, and around your shoulder, and down the other side, and keep your stomach in the place where it should be. Then put on your dressing gown, pair of slippers or an overcoat, get a taxi, and whip right into Park Avenue, walk inside and say, what can you do for this? And before you can say Bob's your uncle, they'll set to work, they'll have the best foundation garment that ever you did know. They're experts, you see. Now, some women go to the wrong experts for their foundation garments, people who don't realise what a foundation garment should be. They certainly can't take it off. They pummel it around, and many a woman walks out with a hump on her back, simply because the foundation garment's not right. Now, if you go to Park Avenue, foundation garments...
I'm back.
You got the tea?
You sent me out of the studio deliberately then so that you could get all intimate with the listeners.
Well, I'm only telling them to go to Park Avenue for a good foundation garment or a good pair of brassiers. Now, what's wrong with a decent pair of brassiers?
Oh, most important. I agree.
If you get a decent pair, they'll last you a lifetime. We know some women who, during the summer, they don't need them. And what do? Cut the centre ribbon, fill each little cup with earth, and grow geraniums in them.
Some even use them as jelly moulds.
Yeah. These brassiers or bras or whatever they are, they'll last for years and years, won't they?
They certainly will, Nick, especially if you get them from Park Avenue.
Yeah. They're in Hoddle House, you know, on the corner of Little Cole and Elizabeth Street, on the first floor. Well, good luck, son. Oh, I don't like the look of this tea.
It looks putrid, doesn't it?
Oh, she can't make tea, this woman. Good luck.
Good luck.
I wouldn't spray my fruit trees with it.
Poor old Mrs. Parker and Mrs. Parker's tea. Do you remember both? Here's a song with quite a history. It's sung by Nicky and Graham and written by Nancy Lee. It's called Poor Old Mum, and this goes way back. Originally broadcast in 1956 on Mother's Day.
Poor old mum, she sure will make things hum when her day comes around. All her dear relations will gather there in force. Uncles, aunts and cousins will talk until they're hoarse. Poor old mum, whose life is so humdrum, for once she'll have her say. Though each day she's just a slavey, washing pots and making gravy, she'll be queen on Mother's Day. Though she's getting so much fatter, she still has the wind to natter. She'll be queen on Mother's Day. Though at times we like to shudder, still we must admit we love her. She'll be queen on Mother's Day.
Nicky and Graham from 1956, the last Mother's Day he was to broadcast. There was a program within a program on Nick's show here on the Greatest 3UZ called Ha Ha with Harvest, which was sponsored by Harvest Foods. And I think you would realise that in radio, more so than any other medium, particularly more so than television, if you get a fit of the giggles, it's very hard to control yourself because it's being electronic media, but then again, being one where you can't be seen, Of course, it's so much easier for other performers to start sending you up and also making faces and doing all sorts of dreadful things. Well, there was one episode of Ha Ha with Harvest, which is in the library here at the Greater 3UZ, and I think also in the libraries of many people, and is considered to be one of the funniest pieces of ad-lib radio ever, particularly considering that it was one that did go to air live. On it, you'll hear Nicky and Graham, the late Clive Waters, and Stephanie Beanie, a delightful radio performer, and I hope that Steph is listening this morning. I've played this before. Matter of fact, I've played this probably 4 or 5 times since I've been here at the Greater, but I make no apology for replaying it this morning because it is a beaut piece of radio. Have a listen to the whole gang, Nicky, Graham, Clive Waters, and Stephanie Beanie, in this program which allegedly gave advice to those at home who had problems. Ha Ha with Harvest, back in, I would guess, about 1954.
I have a good and loving husband, but whenever I am busy preparing a meal for the family, he wants to be playful and affectionate.
I know.
Also to him, bed is for sleep. And as soon as his head hits the pillow, he's in dreamland. Let's stop the singing.
Stops his affection, too, apparently.
Yes. He complains that we go to bed too late, and that is why he is tired. But if we both went to bed a little earlier and did our reading with a feeling of companionship...
All right, this is serious. Don't laugh about it. You might be in the same predicament yourself sometime.
Oh, never.
I feel sure that he would get to like going to bed early. It's just a matter of time.
Become expensive because you got chocolates to buy and peanuts, you know.
Well, the Plex finishes off, am I right, or just too romantic for the age of 44?
44.
Steph, can you think back to when you were 44?
Graham, I resent that hot.
Years before you had the monkey.
Oh, it's not as long ago as that, Graham. I resent that. Anyhow, as a matter of fact, this is a question about which I know nothing. I'm going to sit and listen to you two boys. Now, go ahead.
You're a bit of a squib. You must know something about it. She's the mother of 18 children or something.
What exactly is the problem? What is she worried about?
Well, she's worried that he just dashes off to bed, goes to sleep, doesn't talk, doesn't read.
Well, he's tired.
And the other part of the question, when she's busy preparing a meal for the family, he wants to be playful and affectionate.
I see. Well, now, listen.
He's a menace.
Yes. The answer?
Yes.
Instead of...
Take your head off.
I'm not giggling. That was Clive.
Stop it. Go on, I'm sorry.
Instead of having... dinner.
Yes.
What? I think that they've got it all round the wrong way. Maybe if they started working during the night and...
Slept in the daytime.
That's right, Steph. Did you know what I was going to say?
Well, I thought it looked like you were going to say something silly like that. Anyhow, I'm not in this.
No, let's be serious.
Yes.
Serious question.
No, he comes home very playful, kittenish.
Yeah.
And then he has his meal. What do you want to do? Go to sleep.
Oh, what's wrong with that?
Well, when he's feeling like this, all kittenish, wouldn't it be better if he went to bed and had his read then and then got up a little later and came out and had dinner?
Oh, no. And you know what? I think that this person's having a bit of fun with us. I don't think this is a problem at all.
Oh, it could be.
She's worried about it.
She's not worried about it.
She is.
She's getting very annoyed.
Maybe she's lost her charm.
Fair.
She's lost her charm at 44, Steph. That's what it is.
She can't have lost her charm at 44 if he wants to be kittenish as soon as he sees her at the kitchen stove.
No, very true. That's a point. And she's very fair about the question. Am I right or just too romantic for the age of 44?
Yes, you're too romantic for the age of 44, my dear lady.
You ought to know better, do you? Yes. You'll have to take that.
No, but he's romantic too, and on the gas stove there.
What do you mean? Oh, my God. He's not. It's just that, you know, he might come and pull her apron strings while she's preparing the food.
Yes, well, that's playful, really, isn't it?
Give a little peck on the back of the neck.
Well, look, I would suggest that just after she has soup at dinner time, that she should take a decent sleeping draught. Then, by the time she can time it, you know, how many to take.
Yeah.
By the time the meal is over and he retires to bed, she can just stagger up and they'll both go peacefully to sleep together. And she's not left on her own. See what I mean?
No, I'm afraid I don't.
Oh, well, Steph, no romance in your life.
Not
That's
the
trouble.
slightest, no.
No, well, I can't do much about it, Clive. There's something radical.
Can't help her?
No.
No, I don't know very much about that sort of thing.
Well, look, these questions are getting a little complex. Perplexed? Sorry, we can't help you on that one. I think that things are all right. Very lucky woman.
I think you're a very lucky woman.
Absolutely.
Could be worse.
I think it's very nice to be standing at the stove, stirring the soup and be pecked on the back of the neck. I'd love it.
Wish you would.
He would take you off the back of the neck now. He'd be bitten. He might come up and give her a kick in the calf.
Nick, there's a phone call that comes through from me, a rather urgent one. Would you mind reading that question to the panel? I'll be back in just a moment.
He's a silly boy. Well, here's one from... it's silly.
And as you probably guessed, the next problem was completely unreadable on air. Beautiful moments of radio then, from Ha Ha with Harvest. You heard Nicky, Graham, the late Clive Waters, and the delightful Stephanie Beanie. And may I borrow that adjective, delightful, again, in describing Nancy Lee, the widow of Nicky. Everybody who's worked with Nancy Lee over the years would describe her in no other manner, unless it was an adjective which gave even more grace to this lovely lady. Nancy Lee, a long and distinguished career, not only in radio, but also in theatre. She made motion pictures. She started as a child performer. Just a couple of years ago, she wrote a book, Being a Chum Was Fun, which was a magnificent history of her life with the late Nicky. And I thought I'd like to take you back to Chatterbox Corner. For those of you who don't remember Chatterbox Corner, once again, it's so hard for me to describe. Part of my job is to be descriptive. But when you're talking about something like the performances of a man like Nicky, and also talking about a program like Chatterbox Corner, anything you say is so inadequate. Chatterbox Corner was heard every afternoon on 3AW, and it was a program, I suppose if you had to liken it to any program that's seen on television today, it would certainly have one thing in common with Hey, Hey, It's Saturday, and that is the ability to entertain the children on one level, but to entertain adults at a completely different level. I think at one stage, I think the membership of Chatterbox Corner, I think the membership of the Chums, oh gosh, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was into a couple of 100,000. I think it was 250,000, if not more. They used to have special days. In Nancy Lee's book, there's a photograph of kids going to the zoo. There's one at Luna Park. And really, it's thousands upon thousands upon thousands of faces, almost obliterating the presence of Nicky and Nancy Lee and people like Douglas Elliott. I mentioned earlier this morning Jack O'Hagan. He was part of the 3AW team in those days. So to revive some memories for the Chums, and of course you never resign as a chum. Once a chum, always a chum. To revive some memories for you, here are Nicky and Nancy Lee.
Now, you're not a bit grateful to me for helping her out of a predicament, Nicky Pickles?
Oh, Kathy Rooster, don't growl at us. You know, I'm most
Appreciative?
Yeah, you listen and I'll tell you how much.
All right.
I love you, dear. I cross my heart, I do. Do you believe me?
I do.
You're the one and only girl I ever told that to. Do you believe me?
I do.
If things went wrong and skies above were gray instead of blue, you wouldn't have to worry, 'cause I'd know just what to do.
What would you do?
I'd get up early mornings and I'd find a job for you. Do you believe me?
I do. I'd mend your clothes and fix your clothes. That's what I do for you. Do you believe me?
I do.
I'd cook your favorite dish, cut out the fish and Irish stew. Do you believe me?
I do.
And Mother dear would visit us 6 months of every year. My mother knows just how to mind her business, never fear.
Gosh.
She's not like other mothers. She's a perfect little dear. Do you believe me? Come on, Nicky, that's your line. I'm sorry, Ma, we'll take that little bit again. She's not like other mothers. She's a perfect little dear. Do you believe me?
I ain't talking.
Nicky and Nancy Lee with Margot Sheridan at the piano. Hasn't she been a help to thousands of artists throughout the years too? Amateur and professional, Margot Sheridan. Nicky died on the 8th of September, 1956, which was a Saturday. And if you